golpeado. I don't know how to, how to say that. But very unpolite, very unpolite. Sometimes people, that very few people online have heard me speak in actual Venezuelan. One thing is when I speak in Spanish, because I speak in Spanish and my Spanish is rather neutral. Like I try to speak a neutral Spanish with a few accents, so it doesn't matter if you're watching from Mexico or Argentina or Spain. You hear a neutral accent, which is basically you hear an accent, but not the Venezuelan accent. But when I go full Venezuelan, you don't want to. It's like the Hulk. It's like the Hulk. You don't want me to go full Venezuelan. You don't want me to go full Venezuelan. At some point, maybe for my members, because I have trust issues. I think that you can you can cut me out of context by going full Venezuelan. Maybe we'll start with members only, and I will go full Venezuelan and say how to go full Venezuelan. So let's talk about the next topic. These rants are fun. These rants are fun. We were talking about H1B. We were talking about immigrants, and it so happens that Ron DeSantis was giving this press conference, and he was talking about the two topics that have been really on fire lately on politics in the United States. OMG, this reporter just called illegals undocumented. DeSantis corrected him, and the reporter rephrased the question because of it. Yeah, these people are not, are not willing to say illegals or are not willing to say the actual word. The actual word should be aliens. It's not like the movie, the movie Aliens, but that it's like being politically correct for these people seems to be most important. Oh, you cannot say that. You're going to offend people. You're going to be offended. Who are you going to offend? Who are you going to offend when you call things what they are? Well, because you know that as it's just a few months or weeks ago, even if you call a man that called himself a woman, if you go, no, you're a man, oh, you're gonna offend him. You cannot do that. No, it's time to not be politically correct and say things the way they are. Let's play this clip.
WJXT News Channel 4 here in Jacksonville. I just have 4 questions. One, Florida is home to hundreds of thousands of undocumented immigrants who are working in areas.
Well, so the federal government has made clear that the statutory term, it's not they're illegal aliens.
It's illegal aliens. Let's call a spade a spade. It's illegal aliens.
It's the statutory term, and that's what it is, and I think it's to try to water down. I mean, like, undocumented, it's like if I get in my car and I forget my wallet, okay, I don't have my document on me, like my driver's license, but I mean, I still have a right to drive. I just made a mistake. This is intentional.
This is intentional, and that's why, for example, in the UK, they have this, very big problem with the grooming gangs. We know that we are not talking about grooming. They're not going to fix your hairstyle or anything of the sort. You know what they are going to do to you, especially if you're a small girl, a teenage girl. They use these words just to soften the wall. We don't want this. We don't want these communities to be offended. We don't want these communities to feel, that they feel bad because we call them illegal aliens. No, we need to call them undocumented, undocumented angels. We need to call them undocumented angels. Not every migrant is a criminal. No, not every migrant is a criminal. You know why? Because some migrants have come to the United States via legal means. Legal means. And these people, that they want to put everyone in the same in the same sack, right? That put everyone in the same sack. That's when the people attack me saying, yeah, you're a migrant. You should be ashamed of yourself. F you. That's what I have to tell you.
To come in illegally. And it's not just a question of missing a document. It's a question of, you violated the law that were very clear and knowingly and with the help of the cartels in many cases.
So I'll rephrase that. So Florida is home to hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants or illegal aliens, if you want to call it, who are working in areas of agriculture.
Quick learner, I like it.
Farming, construction, hospitality. I'm just wondering, once we start to see, these significant roundups of these people, is there a plan in place to help those industries, to prevent those industries from experiencing true hardship, financial hardship?
So here's what I'd say. They made the same arguments in 23 when we did our immigration in Cayenne Road. We did E-Verify. When any of those industries, when they hire new people, they've got to verify their immigration status. Otherwise, they can't work. And people said, you are not going to be.
I think this is is that racist? Is that xenophobic? Is that offensive? I don't know what is the term in this case, but it's always the same argument. Oh, if we deport all of these people, who's going to clean our toilets? It's like that's what I think it was Kelly Osbourne who said something like that in a show. If we do this, if they get deported, who's going to clean your toilets? And then she realized that she had really messed up with that remark because, who's going to pick our crops? Who's going to who's gonna clean the dishes after you eat at your fancy restaurants, as the bishopess said the other day? Or who's gonna mow your lawn? Or who's gonna? That is real offensive. You're calling me offensive for using the actual term to define them, which is illegal aliens, and you are qualifying them as all that they can do is these jobs. And you say that, and you speak of those terms as if those were, bad jobs or something like that. You see the hypocrisy that we're talking about here? But DeSantis not only talk about that, he also talk about H-1B visas that also it's a related topic. Let's say that it is a related topic that is important to touch as well. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, I'm a critic of H-1B visas. They bring in foreigners, and what do they do when they bring them?
You can argue about these visa programs. I mean, I'm a critic of things like H-1B, where they bring in foreign workers, Americans train the foreigner, and then they fire the American and let the foreigner work at a lower wage. Yeah, I don't like that. But clearly...
Yeah, he was talking about that, and this is a problem when we see that... it is so much better to bring the H-1B visas to bring foreigners, and how to say this? Replace Americans that could be working on those jobs with people that you can pay less and you can exploit more because they depend on that. I have said that many times, that there's this huge conflict of interest. And in the sense that companies have been abusing this for some time. I remember that at some point, even Donald Trump was very clear. You know how honest is
Florida
Trump.
is home to hundreds of thousands of undocumented.
Something began playing here. Trump has been very honest about that. I think it was in one of the debates in 2016, and he said himself that yes, H-1B visas have been abused all the way back to 2016. I need to find that clip. And I think that he said himself, yeah, I took advantage of that myself, because every company was doing that. Every company was doing the same. So it's something that has to be reformed. It's like when Chappelle said that his I don't know what is the term that Chappelle used on Trump, when Trump said that there are these tax schemes that the very wealthy are using. And how do you know that the very wealthy are using? Well, because I take advantage of these tax schemes, and that's why they wouldn't do anything about their friends. And he was very honest about that. It was impressive for Chappelle to say, okay, this guy means business. So in that sense, that's why there's talent in the United States. That is my opinion, my common sense take. I'm gonna repeat that. If you can spot talent outside the United States, you can spot talent inside the United States. But again, we don't know what is going to happen with AI in many ways, and robots and automation. And once automation, well, certain automations have not worked. I don't know about you, but I detest anything that has to do with self-checkout. I think self-checkout should be should be classified as a new form of torture, like an Iron Maiden, or I don't know, waterboarding. Yeah, self-checkout. If you have a museum of torture, you have to have permanent display of a self-checkout desk, because that is just plain torture. They want to automate that. No, you want to. I don't want to do the cashier's job. I don't want to do the cashier. Put a cashier in there. I don't care if you want to save money. I need a human cashier or a robot cashier. I don't know, but somebody who can do that. I know sometimes self-checkout is okay, but no, it's like no. I prefer a human. I prefer a human. I prefer humans, because in many ways. Many things that can be automated. I see in the comments. And by the way, if you have any opinion, make sure that you go for the comments, because that's where the action